My darling Carmilla, I cannot tell you the horror of last night. It was no dream. Today I cannot bear to be alone for a moment. I should tell Papa, but what if he laughs at my story, treats it as a jest? What if he thinks that I have been attacked by the mysterious complaint which has invaded our neighbourhood? I cannot alarm him. I look for comfort with the gouvernante. Mademoiselle tells me the long lime-tree walk behind Carmilla's bedroom window is haunted. She has heard it from Martin. Twice before sunrise, the same female figure walking down the lime-tree avenue. Madame Perrodon dismisses it as a milkmaid going about her business. Do not tell Carmilla, I say. She can see down that walk from her window, and she is, if possible, a greater coward than I. Dearest, you come down rather later than usual. You were frightened last night. You dreamed of something black coming round your bed, awoke in a perfect horror. But you felt for the hunchback's charm under your pillow. The moment your fingers touched it, you were alone and safe. You regret your harsh words to the poor mountebank. I start to tell my story, and my charm. But I dropped it into a china vase in the drawing-room. You are right. I shall certainly take it with me tonight. And I do. I pin the charm to my pillow. For 2 nights my sleep is deep and dreamless. But I wake with a sense of lethargy and gloom, almost luxurious. For some nights I sleep profoundly. Every morning I feel the same lassitude, a torpor, a listlessness weighing upon me. I am a changed girl. A strange melancholy is stealing over me, a melancholy that I would not have interrupted. Dim thoughts of death and an idea that I am slowly sinking takes gentle and somehow not unwelcome possession of me. If it is sad, it is also sweet. Whatever it might be, my soul acquiesces in it. I'm not ill. I shall not tell Papa. I shall not have the doctor sent for. You, my dearest, are more devoted to me than ever. Your strange paroxysms of languid adoration more frequent. You gloat on me. Your ardour increases the more my strength and spirits wane. It is shocking, like a momentary glimpse of insanity. My symptoms are even more fascinating than they are incapacitating. The first change I experience is rather agreeable. I am very near the turning point from which begins the descent of Avernus, the easy descent into the underworld. Vague and strange sensations visit me in my sleep. One in particular is like that pleasant, peculiar cold thrill in bathing when we move against the current of a river. My dreams seem interminable, too vague to remember, but they leave an awful impression, a sense of exhaustion, as if I have passed through a long period of great mental exertion and danger. On waking, I remember a place very nearly dark, speaking to people whom I could not see. Especially one clear voice, a female's, very deep, that speaks as if at a distance, slowly, and producing always the same sensation of indescribable solemnity and fear. Sometimes it is as if a hand is being drawn softly along my cheek and neck. Sometimes it is as if warm lips kissed me, and longer and longer and more lovingly as they reached my throat. But there the caress fixes itself. My heart beats faster, my breathing rises and falls rapidly, sobbing, a sense of strangulation, a dreadful convulsion. My senses leave me, and I become unconscious. 3 weeks now. I have grown pale. My eyes are dilated and darkened underneath. The indolence which I have long felt begins to display itself in my countenance. My father asks me often whether I am ill, but, unaccountably obstinate, I assure him that I am quite well. In a sense, this is true. I have no pain. My complaint seems to be one of the imagination, or the nerves. Horrible as my sufferings are, I keep them with a morbid reserve, very nearly to myself. It cannot be that terrible complaint which the peasants call the opier. I have now been suffering for 3 weeks, and they are seldom ill for much more than 3 days, when death puts an end to their miseries. Dearest, you too complain of dreams and feverish sensations, but not so alarming as mine. The narcotic of an unsuspected influence is acting upon me. My perceptions are numb. One night in my dreams I hear a sweet, tender voice, at the same time terrible, which says, "Your mother warns you to beware of the assassin." And I see you, Carmilla, standing near the foot of my bed, in your white night-dress, bathed from chin to feet in one great stain of blood. I wake with a shriek, possessed with the idea that you are being murdered. I spring from my bed. I am standing on the lobby, crying for help. Madame and Mademoiselle come scurrying out of their rooms in alarm. I insist on knocking at your door. Our knocking goes unanswered. Soon it becomes a pounding and an uproar. We shriek your name. Servants come running. I order the men to force the lock. We stand in the doorway, hold our lights aloft, and stare into the room. We call you by name, but there is no reply. We look around the room. Everything is undisturbed, exactly as it was when I bid you good night. But you, my dearest, my beautiful Carmilla, you are gone.